Welcome back to the How to Launch on Flex 83 series. In today's video, we will cover an interesting topic. We'll learn how to create a pipeline to pull data from an MQTT broker and save it to a NoSQL Mongo data store. So in the previous video, you saw how to create connectors to MQTT and Mongo. The connectors were a way to establish a connection between the broker and the Mongo database so that you don't have to worry about the connectivity logic. Now we'll see how to create a pipeline. Anyone who hasn't seen the previous videos in this series, pause this video and watch the earlier videos so that you can get context on what we will be talking about. Let's just dive right in. So on this page, we can see the data transformation options, and that is what we are looking for. We'll click on X formation and add a new transformation. In the last video, we created the connectors, so here we'll be using the same connectors today. We'll click on the checkbox and pick up the topic from the dropdown. The topic is already populated because that was saved in the connectors. The information on the right-hand side already shows you the schema, because it already knows the data that is being reported on this topic. So now we're done with the source section and we'll click on the definition section. To make life easier for you, we have an option called Autofill Definition Data. With just one click, the data is automatically fetched. This here is the definition of our pipeline. If you want to see what is happening behind the scenes, or what kind of data is being processed here, we have an option called the debug option. Just click on it and you will be able to see the data from the pipeline in real time. And this is how the whole thing looks. So if you remember, this was the same data that was being published from Node-RED in this particular format. Once we are done with the debugging, and we've ensured that everything is working fine, let's hit sync. Once we click on sync, we can pick up the database of our choice. In this example, we picked up Mongo. We already know the connector, and we already know the names of the connector. So everything is functioning here. We want the data to be inserted, so the operation type is insert. Now let's put a name of a collection called Demo ETL Pipeline. Then we just save it. The moment we save it, it will take us back to the previous page and we will see that yes, the ETL pipeline has stopped. So we'll simply hit the start button here. And the moment we do that, we'll see a green tag. And now the ETL is running. We can click on this icon to see the information. Already, we can see the data has started processing because it was being reported on this topic. We'll hit refresh and we can see that more data packets are coming in now, and the ETL is processing. And as we mentioned earlier in the video, we'll also learn how to save it in a NoSQL data store. Since this data is already being saved, let's see how it looks on the data link. Here we click the database section. Once it loads, we will see the Mongo database. When we click on this database, we can see the Acme demo database and the name of the collection we created. And once we click on the pipeline, we can see that the data being reported is now available in the database in this format. We already have 9 rows of data in this database. If we hit refresh, we can see more rows of data. So the data is continuously being saved in the Mongo database. Essentially, we created a pipeline using the connectors that pull data from the MQTT broker and save it in the Mongo database. Throughout this series, we've progressed from not having an IoT broker to launching our very own IoT broker, setting up a database, starting a simulation, and publishing data to the broker. Finally, we created connectors followed by the ETL pipeline, and now we have the data inside our Mongo database. And for all of these 6 steps, we did not write a single line of code. That's it for this video. In the next one, we would learn how to create custom business APIs, either by writing Lambda functions or by writing custom code of word choice. Thanks for watching.